Hello everyone, my name is PolishLynx. Welcome back to Serafina Saga. Oh, I can return here too. I should have checked that earlier. Well, this man destroyed my family. I won't give him the satisfaction of watching my back for mercy. Stupid, isn't she? But she's certainly related to Nadia. I can smell it. People say they don't know whether the Elmors are true descendants of the goddess Demeter. But I'm certain that Nadia's divine blood always has a specific flavor, and Demeter's is especially sweet. You son of a bitch! Fine, let's go to the Grand Keep, Xavier. But don't forget, no matter who else comes along, that this is between you and me. Don't worry, Arken, I have no intention of forgetting that. Without further ado, Arken and Xavier lead the way out of the throne room. Kalia starts to follow them, then reluctantly turns back around and faces the Duma. My friends, you have heard a few foul things said about me this morning. I'll give you all the chance now to discuss how to handle these cruel accusations. I will also give you the chance to consider what to do about this lovely young woman here. It may be true that Nadia Elburn gave birth to her, but even if you accept that slim possibility wave against the fact that she has spent her whole life in the jungle, raised by Arken, Jerdar and dead. Royal blood or not, she knows nothing of politics or money management. At this point, her parents are irrelevant. The real question is how much responsibility should we give a savage from the jungle? Finally, remember this, the price of peace is always steep. And without me around to supply you with gold, how will you afford it? Ponder that, my friends, and I will see you again shortly. With a twist of his soft embroidered boots, he waltzes toward the exit. Kalias' words ring painfully in my ears. Reluctantly, I understand why he has managed to maintain his position on the throne, despite his poor management of the kingdom. He's very well spoken, even I find myself doubting my legitimacy. He's right, the ruler Duma needs to decide what to do next. But I can't let Kalias' words be the last ones echoing in their ears while they make their decision. It's true, I grew up in the jungle. I felt love to learn about money and politics. But I do know this much, the inhabitants of Darzi are starving, the land is withering away, and all the gold in the world will be useless if there is nothing left to buy with it. You all need me because you have forgotten how to care for the land. You have also forgotten how to care for your people. Perhaps it's best I didn't grow up amongst you, so I could come here with eyes wide open. I'm here now to help you. Whether or not you accept my help is up to you. Proud of my speech, I bow my head slightly, then turn and walk out. Nice. Once our Greek party is gathered, Xavier, Arken, Bellatrix, Kalias, and myself, Xavier leads the way towards the Grand Keep. He does not seem afraid to turn his back on anyone, nor does he care who else follows us. Xavier's nonchalance, however, does not equate to carelessness. I can tell by the way he moves, pauses, and frequently studies his surroundings that he's constantly alert. Otherwise, I might have overcome my pride and stabbed him in the back. Arken, on the other hand, is a different story. He's so rattled that he can't seem to concentrate. His feet fumble as he walks. His breath is haggard. When he catches me looking at him, however, he actually attempts a small smile. He reaches out and grips my hand firmly in his. I understand the meaning of the gesture, even though we both remain silent. Whatever we are about to face, we'll do it together, and for a moment that's all that seems to matter. Eventually we approach a low section of buildings near the wall of the river gate. Xavier comes to a stop near a simple stone structure much smaller than the structures around it. But when I see the large metal door gleaming within the pile of ancient rocks, I no longer have any doubts. This is the Grand Keep. So here we are. Do you want me to open the Grand Keep? Is that why we're here right now? No, I could tell you were telling the truth when you said it is empty. I don't care. Then what do you want? A change comes to over Xavier. In a sense, it is subtle. The change in his bearing is so minor that if it were anyone else, I would have thought nothing of it. But when Xavier's frame drops slightly and his eyes wander downward, the change seems dramatic. For just a moment, he seems to be dropping his guard. I want to know why Vivian chose you. What does that have to do with anything? It has everything to do with everything. You miserable pond scum. You seduced her. You want her affection. You made her believe you cared about more than the key. But you never did. You were as shallow as everyone else in the castle. Perhaps the most shallow of them all. What the hell are you talking about? Of course I wanted the key. Vivian knew that. She wasn't a fool. She also knew any relationship between us was short-lived. Then why? Why did she pick you? Are you telling me that this whole thing is about your goddamn jealousy? Jealousy? No. I'm sick of how blind you all are. A bunch of dim-witted frog brains. Vivian was special, so very special, but only I could see it. The rest of you are so damn stupid you can't see beyond the key. And that's why anyone who takes it truly deserves to die. Enough of this posturing. Both you are fools, so there's no point in arguing the matter. Arken, open the grand key, let's just get this over with. Fine with me. As if I gave a shit. Arken pulls out the key and slowly approaches the large metal door leading to the unknown. We all hold our breaths as he brings the key to the lock. For a brief moment I wonder whether he told the truth about the grand key being empty. What if he only said that to make others lose interest? Or what if the treasure inside was something he merely couldn't see? I can't help myself. I understand now why so many people have fought and even died because of this key. The chance that something incredible might be inside, maybe something magical, something good-like is enough to ignite the darkest depths of anyone's greed. Arken pushes the key into the lock and turns it with a click. Just like that, the door budges slightly, then starts to creak open, and everyone watching, even Bellatrix, and Xavier, and Arken himself, stops breathing. Darkness. It really is empty. I told you it would be. But why? Why does the grand keep even exist? Why does the key exist? Why does anything exist? Gus fights back tears as his shoulders slump and he turns to walk away. I might even feel sorry for him, but I am too distracted by the rising tension between Xavier and Arken. What next, Ponskum? I said I would destroy this key, and I meant it. I wouldn't do that if I were you. The key is mine. I can choose what happens to it. And I say it can go to hell. With surprising speed, Arken lifts the necklace and throws it into the grand keep. Then he grabs the door and starts to pull it shut. No! Before I can blink, Xavier launches into the air. His hands flick across his belt and seems to pull two knives out of nothing. He moves so quickly that one has a chance to react, until he's already soaring through the sky, and then time seems to freeze as I realize what's about to happen. Papa stands completely still, his eyes staring up at Xavier with dread, but not surprise. It seems he knew this moment would come. He knew and he was ready. He's ready to die. I start moving one foot after the other. I feel as if I am in a dream, running towards something I will never reach no matter how hard I try. But this is not a dream. Through leads to action. Action leads to movement, and I stand close enough to Papa to reach him just in time. Our bodies collide and the force of my leap throws us both to the ground, even as the edge of Xavier's blade whisks past my hair. Xavier lands on deft feet and slides across the stones, with the last of his momentum. As a result, he stands at the gaping entrance of the Grand Keep. I don't plan, I just push. Ew. He would easily kill me if I didn't already grab the door and start pulling it shut. The metal frame lurches as he grabs the other end and starts yanking it back. Stupid bitch! I don't stand a chance. He's a wolf and his strength should overcome mine. But then Bellatrix's hands join me, gripping the large metal handle and pulling with all her might. No! He wavers, just enough for us to gain the upper hand. Then the large door slams shut. Faintly I hear his shouts echoing from within. He slams against the metal so that the whole keep shakes, but to no avail. He's trapped inside with the key. Forever. When I finally turn away, still unable to comprehend all that just happened, I meet Bellatrix's gaze. Her dark eyes are wide and gaping. But when we stare at each other, a funny thing happens. We both smile. It's almost absurd. Yet here we are, formal rivals, unable to restrain our glee about the fact we both used our combined strength to lock awake Xavier Wolven. Then I turned to face Papa, and before I can think about what I'm doing, I ran towards him. My arms wrap around him and squeeze him tight. For a moment he remains still with shock. His voice is hoarse when he finally speaks. You shouldn't have interfered, Serafina. Xavier could have killed you. I know. I don't care. You're still alive, and that's all I care about right now. He laughs softly and envelopes me in his embrace. I know what you mean. It's not fair. I trust you, Arken. I forgave you for everything you had done. Yet you ignore it all and you embrace this girl, this child of Nadia, the very woman who spurned you, as if she was your family. And you and I are the true family, by blood. Does that not even matter to you? Unfortunately for us both, our bloodline is not something to be proud of. That's not true! Greed can take many forms. Without it there would not be ambition or desire or... Spare me the speech, I've heard it many times before. Oh really? Then take a good look at yourself. All I see before me is a man greedy for a young woman's affection. Judge me as will, you would have had her assassinated, and I will never forgive that. I'm sorry, truly, I don't know what else to do. I wish that I don't care to hear puny excuses. Very well. Kaz bows his head, turns around and walks slowly away. Despite myself, I feel my heart twisting with sympathy. I don't approve of Kalia's behavior either, but perhaps I'm partially to blame for it. You? What I mean is that Kalias has never had much guidance in his life. First there was his father, who, as you know, was an ass. His grandmother Tanya was even worse. After Tristan died, so much responsibility fell on Kalias' shoulder, and the only way he knew how to keep the Royal Duma happy was to keep giving them money. Then, as you know, he lost his wife and child. I'm not in the mood for his sob story. What I'm trying to say is that I should have been a better mentor to him. I was too busy following orders to consider my own responsibility as a leader. I see that now. Suffice it to say that we've all made mistakes. And I hope you will find it in your heart to forgive Kalias for his eventually. Forgive him for hiring Xavier to kill Serafina? I don't think so. I'm trying to do my hardest to forgive you, Arken Joridar. All I'm asking is that you do the same. We are all quiet for a little while. Even the echoes of Xavier's screams have faded away, lost forever in the darkness of the Grand Keep. I'll go back now to the Royal Duma. I'll tell them what I have witnessed here, and then we'll decide how to proceed. Very well. Soldiers accompany me back to my quarters. There I remain for the rest of the day. I do not mind the seclusion. I have a great deal to think about, and I am very wary. As I now lie upon my cot and try to rest, my mind cycles through all that has happened and imagines what's to come. Despite my uncertainty as to what the future holds, I feel strangely at peace. Xeroven and the key are gone forever. My true parents are avenged. Meanwhile, I have come to accept that Arken Joridar is my true father, and always will be. I finally manage to drift asleep and do not awake until later that night. Come in. Hello, Serafina. I hope you managed to get some rest. Yeah, surprisingly. How about you? Rest? Unless you count the few times I dozed off during the Royal Duma. Boy, do those house leaders know how to talk. So you were there all day, even though you were not a house leader? My aunt allowed it, because I knew the most about you, and you were the primary topic of discussion. So what have they decided to do with me? It's still quiet, not quite clear, but they have decided it's time to elect a new monarch. For once the decision was anonymous. Kalias will lose the crown? Yeah, as payment for his crimes, he will hand over all of his gold to the real Numa. They are forgiving him in exchange for his gold? They are greedy bastards, I'm not denying it. But you have to confess, it's a rather fitting punishment. And to be honest, I think Kalas would prefer to spend years in jail than lose his gold. He's, rather attached to it. I noticed. But he can always make more of it, for better or worse. True. Because he's quiet for a moment, he starts to shift nervously. So what else has the Duma decided? You and Arken won't be punished for anything. They've even named Arken as Jerdar house leader. Normally that sort of thing is decided within the house itself, but considering the state of the Jerdar family right now, Arken has become an exception. And what about me? Out with it, Nicholas. They want you to get married. Married? Yeah, it's the only way they will let you stay here in Castle Grondoli. And depending on whom you choose to marry, you have a chance of becoming a Grand Princess. What's the big difference between a queen and a Grand Princess again? The king or the queen is the true elected monarch of Darzia, but there is only one of them at a time. The queen or king suppose is by default the Grand Prince or Princess. You wouldn't have as much executive power, but you'd still be very important. The true of it makes me dizzy, so I must marry in order to stay here. That doesn't seem fair. Then again, I'm still new to politics. This might be the most practical solution. But as for what I want... Nicholas? Never mind. May I say something? Sure. Nicholas suddenly takes a deep breath and sweeps towards me. Well, I guess we know how it will end. Before I can think twice, his lips are against mine and his arms are wrapped around me. My hands grip his shirt and I pull him closer. I find myself kissing him back and with all my strength. Yeah, how about we erase that picture now? I don't feel comfortable. My other worries seem to melt away. Nothing seems to matter anymore except the flick of Nicholas' body against mine. Thank you for ending this. I've lost track of time when we finally pull away from each other. My head is spinning and both of us are slightly out of breath. Nicholas? Yeah, beautiful? What would happen if, you know, I married you? Well, that's a good question. I said you wouldn't be a king, and you would be no Grand Princess, but you could stay here in Castle Grondoli. We could live in the Elborn Tower, you could become the Elborn house leader, you would be able to continue your work restoring the gardens, and during the Real Numa you could advise other house leaders on how to heal the rest of this kingdom. I would help you however we could, together we could reestablish the Elborn name, and make some new little Elborns. While we read it. Hypothetic, you know, of course. Hey, Nicholas? Yeah? Let's do it. Well, if you insist. A few weeks ago, she never would have imagined that her life would turn into something resembling a romantic legend from one of Papa's old books. Not everything is perfect, of course. For the next few weeks, she must suffer a great deal of grueling conferences with the other house leaders. She also begins the overwhelming task of picking up her responsibilities as a house leader herself and learning the laws of Darzia as quickly as she can. Beatrix is elected Queen of all Darzia, and a marriage is arranged between her and Robil Feldren. Who the hell is Robil Feldren? As nervous as she still feels, whenever she stands in Beatrix's presence, she feels hopeless for Darcia's future with her on the throne. The two of them may never get along very smoothly, but she knows now that she is at least willing to listen to her advice, and capable of acknowledging her own mistakes. As she strives to adjust to her new life, Papa and Nicholas help her every step of the way. But what really gives her the strength to endure everything is her excitement for the upcoming wedding. Then, when she seems to least expect it, the day is upon her. Oh, come on! Will this ever end? What if I'm making a big mistake? We probably are. Truly, out of all the men in the world, why did you have to pick Nicholas? You're not helping? Huh. I suppose I would be unhappy no matter who you were marrying. I can't think of anyone who deserves you. But here you are, and if this is what you want, Serafina, well, I'll do my best to support you. Thank you, I guess. Papa leaves me be so I can finish getting ready. Ulrich has made me a beautiful dress to wear as I walk down the aisle. But I find myself standing still, glancing curiously around me. A breeze drifts through the large windows of the Elborn Towers, carrying the strong scent of flowers and greenery. I think that I hear the faint sound of laughter in the distance. I feel the strong sensation that someone stands close to me, even though no one is inside. I turn to look in the mirror, telling myself that my anxiety is making me imagine things. Even my own reflection looks strange. It's wearing practically nothing even though I haven't been undressed yet, and then it smiles back at me without warning. Eh? 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 Let's see that in the next episode. I think this will make it now, and I think the next will be long enough to continue that. See ya then. Bye.